gym.
That's right. MoFit.
Was he actually going to the gym?
Yeah, he was, I think. He's getting fit. Getting fit. All right. Looks like we are up and running. Looks like everything's good here. Stream's going to Mograph TV. I think we're good to do a show. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. A little delay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. I am going to start rolling on a new track. This is episode 314. This is
I do have a little bit of something.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not too crazy, I think you're fine. I'll filter it out.
Oh, actually, no, it just went away. Weird.
Oh, weird. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
I don't have my hat. Oh, well.
No, you don't.
Going without the hat today.
That's funny because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna wear a hat today because Dave and I always wear hats or beanies or whatever, and so I specifically did my hair today so I wouldn't be wearing a hat.
Well, I did my
hair. Now you're just
too.
trying to copy me.
I did my hair too, so you know.
It's good.
Right.
I like that.
I think we're good. We're rolling.
Yes, I'm rolling.
All right, got the peeps in here. All right. Man, it's getting a little warm. Oh my gosh, it's really warm. Hold on. Don't want to freak out my gear.
Yeah, you are.
Make sure
hey, Scott's in the chat.
Yay.
It's a temperature.
All right. Yeah, Scott. All right. I'm rolling. Is everybody else rolling?
I'm rolling as well. Yes.
Ryan, you rolling?
Oh nope, I should do that. All right. File, new audio file, Mograph
44.1
podcast.
Yeah,
44.1 mono 24.
Yep.
And now I'm recording.
Cool. All right, cool.
No.
We'll do a
sync clap.
We'll do a sync clap. All right, it'll be 1, 2, 3 clap. All right, here we go.
All right. 1,
1, 2, 3.
Cool.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right. All right, everything looks like it's good to go, and I'm gonna close my Gmail. I don't want that to come up on the stream. Too many secrets.
Thanks, Jags. I appreciate it. I worked really hard on my hair today. I need to get a haircut, but like I was really hoping that this side was gonna be the side because you really see the pomp there. This side you just see a part. You know, it's whatever. But this is my good sideburn side. This is my bad sideburn side. You know, so you know. Give one, take, and gets a give and take.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Look like I got the temperature going down. That's better.
Mm-hmm.
I want to freak out these CPUs. All right,
It's us, and then us, and then us.
Yes. Oh, infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Infinite us.
All right, let's do this thing. Ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. What's up and welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and joining us today is our good friend, the super talented Mr. Ryan Talbot.
What up? How's it going? Oh, that's Jonathan Winbush's intro. I can't say that. that's copyrighted.
And Mograph is a supplement to our site, mograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other Mograph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema 4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. You can email us info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show, questions, comments, concerns, queries, grievances, artist suggestions, show topic ideas. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and mograph.com, and Facebook, and TikTok, and
Everything.
Mograph, and LinkedIn,
All the
and
things.
things. So
LinkedIn?
just hit us up there.
Are we in LinkedIn? Are we streaming on LinkedIn right now?
No, we're not. No. Mograph TV will only be on YouTube. Only.
For
Can
now.
we stream to LinkedIn? Does LinkedIn have a
I don't know.
streaming service? I don't think
You
so.
should look, dude. Get all those
Yeah.
corporate
Yeah.
people. You
Yeah,
know.
let's get into corporaties in here.
I have
Yeah.
never gotten a single job from LinkedIn ever.
I got one.
The funny thing is,
a good
our
one.
biggest jobs we've ever gotten were actually from LinkedIn, but it was only because I made the connection years prior, you know,
Okay.
Right.
and so we had been trying to work together on some project for a while, and it just so happened to come up.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
so I
But it
won't
was
I
the
won't
one- it was
completely
the one
dismiss
thing.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Did you meet them through LinkedIn originally?
I met them through LinkedIn, but we had a few like common people, you know, through LinkedIn and stuff. So, you know, they knew we were legit.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
We are getting ready for our launch of Mograph TV. Very excited about that. You can see it in the background if you're watching the video. And we're doing some tests. I think we weren't going to do this right away, but I think we might be able to do it as long as we don't have any hitches in this. Is
What's that?
Broadcasting this show live to that stream simultaneously.
Yeah, why not?
You know,
I think it'll be great.
I hope we don't have any weirdness with like doing the double streams, but I've tested it on a throwaway channel, and it seems like everything's working. So you know,
we did it last week, right? Right.
Yeah, we did it last week as a test. There were a couple hitches, you know, that I didn't really know about, and I fixed those, so we're trying again. Just want to make sure it's good to go. And
if you do want to join the chat, if you're wanting to join the chat, you do have to go to the Mograph specific YouTube channel,
to the scheduled event. You have to go to the scheduled event. If you're watching on Mograph TV, you'll be able to check it out. We haven't decided if we are even going to have comments enabled.
I don't think we
Mograph
should,
TV,
honestly.
You can't moderate 24/7.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll come up with a solution for that eventually. But what I would like to say about that is send your demo reels. We're gonna do the the demo reel power hour for 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah.
And
the half an hour demo reel power hour.
Yeah, like a half hour demo reel power hour. And it just depends on how many we get, and it really doesn't. Doesn't
the half hour demo reel power hour that's not an actual hour of power.
Right. So I think maybe every once in a while, like maybe once a week or maybe every month. I don't know. We're gonna have like a kind of an ongoing like reel play out thing. So if you want to get your reel on there, we're not launching with that right away, but we're gonna do that as well as some other stuff. So excited about that. Taking care of the last bits of that. We'll go into a little more detail next week on the show because it's going to be the day before launch. We'll talk about our sponsors and all of that stuff. We've got people sponsoring us, which is awesome. I think it's going to be really great. We've been working like over a year on this now, and it's I'm so ready for it to be launched.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited
ready to get that going and start on the next thing. You know, So it's going to be a 24/7 Mograph streaming channel, and you can put it on and leave it on during your work day and all of that. It'll be fun.
It's been like, and you know, ever since Dave started with it and started experimenting and, you know, getting the software up and running, it's been great being able to just like have it on the TV in the background, and I'll be working, you know, doing my thing, and then I'll hear something that's interesting and I'll just turn around and watch it for a second and be like, all right, that's cool. You know, it's like having CNN on.
Right,
but not
exactly.
Fox News because it's not full of lies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I should try. Should I play the trailer?
Yeah, do the trailer.
I didn't have
That'd
it
be good.
planned, but let me just try and bring it up. It might take me a second to get it situated. So I can make sure that this works. And here we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. I'll turn this down just a little bit, but. Yes. All right. On the fly. Here we go. Let's check out the trailer. Ryan, you won't be able to hear this, unfortunately.
Oh,
it's all good. I got a live in-person preview of it a couple weeks ago.
There you go.
Well, I'll send you the link afterwards. We'll have this up live, hopefully sometime near the end of the week, right before launch. But here we go. Let's check this out. Introducing Mograph TV from Mograph.com, a free motion graphics and animation channel streaming your favorite content and favorite artists 24/7. Mograph TV features motion graphics tutorials, talks, tips, inspiration, and replays of popular live shows. We offer something for all levels of designer, from introductory tutorials to high-level breakdowns and everything in between.
That track looks great to me.
Mograph TV features software like Cinema 4D, After Effects, Unreal Engine,
what up,
third-party plugins, and other 2D and 3D software. We also feature live motion events, short-form clips, crypto art, and even a little photo and video editing. Learn from the people that inspire you most. And stay up to date on all the latest industry news, announcements, and community events. You'll also see exclusive offers only available by watching. With 3 8-hour blocks each day, you'll be sure to catch everything, no matter what your time zone. Keep it on as a companion to your workday and learn something new. Meet a friend, watch a demo, catch a classic tutorial, or even find new inspiration.
That's a British word?
A lot of things are British words.
Yes, good luck with all your projects.
Mograph TV, television for the design community, 24/7. There it is.
Beautiful.
It looked incredible.
A lot of
I just
work.
imagined all the sound effects in my head.
I'm actually
Yeah.
watching it on YouTube right now. It's not
Oh,
over
you are
yet.
watching
Yeah.
along. That's funny. Yeah, so really looking forward to that. So much thanks to everybody who's supporting us on that. We're gonna have a lot more info on that next week. And yeah, anything else in the week wrap up? Ryan is here. It's gonna be heavy NFT today because Ryan's
Yep.
been on the show before. Also, a couple other things. Our Rococo suit is now going to be on the way. Second week of February is what I'm told. So
exciting.
it's gonna be
Nice.
fun. And,
Do you guys get the second gen?
Yes.
Yes.
Second.
Yeah,
gen. Already
dude.
have the gloves. But
Yeah, we got the gloves
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So-
So I got the first gen suit before they announced the second one. And so they gave me the gloves. Those came like a few weeks after I ordered it, but then I was like waiting a couple months for the suit. And then like literally the day the suit got to my house, they announced the second gen. And so I was just like, can I like return this and just like get the second one? They're like, yeah. They're like, well, just return it. We'll send you the second one. So I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, it's still like unopened in my room, but I'm excited for it.
You should, yeah. If you can get that swapped, you should. But I forgot about that. You told me you were over here at our super lame adult New Year's party where we just sit and watch CNN.
It wasn't lame at all. It was nice and relaxing, honestly, because like nowadays, like when I'm not working, I just want to chill. Like, because like I got invited to this crazy like rave thing on New Year's Eve. And I went the day before. It was fun. Actually, Dead Mouse was playing the first night. So I saw Smearballs.
Was that in Dallas?
Visuals.
Where was that?
Yeah, that was here.
It's called
Really?
Lights All Night.
It's like
it was
a
in Dallas.
festival. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had known.
Yeah, so I saw Smearballs visuals. But he was just like one of a bunch of DJs that were playing back to back. So he was on for an hour, and then as soon as he got off, somebody else was on, and then you're there till like 2 a.m. So like, so I was kind of done after the first night. I really wanted to see Maddie on because he was the second day, but I was just too tired. So then I went to Dave's house and we chilled.
Yeah. Yeah. We
and watched
chatted for a
Mograph
while.
TV.
Yeah,
Watch Mograph TV.
Had a little Mograph TV running on the TV outside, and yeah, I think well, I know because it's booked now. Jags is going to be coming in May. And, so we're gonna have a Rococo party. So you should you should see if you can get yours swapped and come hang with us.
Have you already gotten it swapped?
No,
Have you already-
it's still
it's cool.
sitting in my room unopened, so I need to send it back.
Yeah.
It's like I want to integrate more like character animation into what I do because like I have like the little robots, but I want to do more like humanoid robots, with like 5 fingers and limbs and things like that.
I think we were talking about that either on Discord or in Halo chat or something the other night. I think somebody was like, does Ryan like do mocap for that? I'm like, I don't think he's on all fours pretending he's his.
Yeah.
There's no mocap. It's just all keyframed by hand, which it does get tedious.
It looks good though. It looks good.
Yeah, it's like
it definitely does not look. It's very smooth. Yeah.
Thank you. It's like I feel like I'm learning a lot by doing it. Like I'll like do a pass and then I'll just sleep on it and not look at it for a day, and then I'll come back. I'll know that something's not right with the animation after the first pass. I'll just be like, this looks super janky, but it like kind of like gives you the idea of what I'm going for, and I don't know what's wrong with it. And then like I won't look at it for 24 hours, and then I come back and I immediately am just like, oh, that's what's wrong with it. Like this motion should be smoother. There should be more of like a lean in here or like a jump here, things like that. And so it's just like constantly iterating yourself.
No comment, Jax. No comment.
VJ says he wants to join. Yeah, I think we should make it a thing. Like, whoever wants to come and mess with these suits and see what we can come up with. I think Barton and already been chewed people are going to be hanging with us. We're just going to try and figure out what the heck we're going to do with these suits, you know?
Yep.
So
yep.
It should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. Also wanted to mention, keep an eye on Clinton Jones's Twitter, because he's going to be talking about the new 3D Community Challenge soon.
Yes.
And announcing what the prizes and things will be in it.
Yeah,
Some people will
y'all
be very happy about
very
the
excited
prizes.
about the prizes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
keep an eye on that. It looks like, of course, the deal with the challenges is that so many. I don't know how he does this. I don't know how he grabs so many people. His audience is ridiculous, you know. So he gets so many entries. It's just amazing.
I know
the community stuff that he's doing. So you could see even on that trailer that he did. It's not even the trailer for the contest. It's just pre-announcing the trailer for the contest.
I know. Yeah. It's like when I looked at it, it was like 1,300 likes already. It's like, man, how does he have that big of a pull? It's awesome.
Yeah. I really wanted to enter a couple of his. I just never had the time. But
yeah,
like I really like the dynamic machines one, where it's like the pinball that's just like going through and
yeah,
looks like one continuous thing.
Yeah, Ren did an entry for that, right?
I think Ren's was like, it started off like with them like playing Smash Bros like in the corridor building, and then it like goes underground, I think.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And there's like a bunch of people getting hit by the pinball. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm getting mixed.
I don't remember that part. Of course, there was I saw the loop on TikTok, so maybe it was only part of it. But,
yeah, because he had a Houdini guy do a simulation, I think, with like a bunch of people getting ran over by the pinball.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Scott was asking if it will be 24/7. Yes.
Mograph TV. Yes.
It'll be 24/7.
Yep.
Chad Ashley says Clint is too good looking to do 3D. Anything else? Oh yeah, I was going to ask you, Matt, about Camp Mograph. By the way, are there any updates you want to just refresh everybody on what's going on?
Nothing, no real updates. But as far as a refresher, Camp Mograph, we did announce the dates of Camp Mograph. It is going to be September 15th through 19th. You will notice we added an extra day in there, which is exciting. But yeah, we should have quite a bit of new information, hopefully 2 weeks from now. You know, we've been talking about official dates for when ticket sales go on.
Right.
We don't have that official time yet, so I don't want to say anything, but it's generally about the same time as we've done our first year, I would think. So but yeah, it's in Virginia. It's going to be at Camp Silver Beach. It's 1,200 feet of just beautiful, like, beachfront, which is great. So we'll be able to swim in the beach and stuff. And the sand is so nice. When you come from Texas and you go to Galveston, it's like, no, this is awful. Then you go to Virginia and you're like, this is nice. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're still talking to a few presenters and stuff for fireside chats, but yeah, it's gonna be really cool. We've got some exciting stuff to announce once here coming soon. But if you're curious, sign up at campmograph.com and we'll have an email out shortly.
Right. Yeah.
Can anyone come to Camp Mograph? Can
Heck
anyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
As long as you can get a ticket,
we
you can
prefer, if you can get a ticket, sure. Yeah. We'd prefer 21 and up, you know, but we won't limit it that, you know, probably 18 and up at least, you know.
Oh, yeah, no kids. Kids are not.
Yeah, no kids.
Event. We don't have the insurance for that.
We don't have the insurance for that. No.
Yeah, have to specify.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. It'll be a blast.
Yes, Chad.
Yes, Chad. You definitely have to go this year.
Yeah. That's all I have for the week wrap up. I got a couple links real quick I wanted to talk about. One of them is something that you added this morning. It's a YouTube video of some tests for LiquidGen.
Yeah, super
Ooh.
exciting.
Yeah.
Also, Embergen announced their 2022 lineup of what they're going to try and accomplish this year. Let me see if I can find that while you're
Sweet.
playing that.
Is Liquid Gen also by Jenga Effects?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sweet. I'm stoked for that. Dude, because I've been wanting to do more water simulation stuff too, and Real Flow is such a bitch. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can say
It's
that.
like,
Yeah.
and X particles, like just simulations in general, I struggle with a lot. So I try to avoid them. But like I've been using Embergen lately, and it's so much fun getting that
Yeah.
instant feedback.
Yeah. What's this
Yeah.
tweet, Matt? What did you say?
This is the Embergen plans for 2022.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
talking about improved import workflow, which is cool.
Mhm.
Scale and timing, consistency between DCCs, which is good. That's the big thing that I've noticed is importing
Right.
and exporting from like C4d or whatever. It's just, they're not the same size.
That's the problem I was talking about. Remember?
yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
get
yeah.
it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Improved export workflow, improved particle support, sparse simulations, retiming support. That's cool. C4D plugin through our partnership with Otoy, which is going to be awesome. So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's what I
Right?
need to
Awesome.
get into it.
Right?
That's what
Yeah.
switches me from TFD.
Yeah.
Assuming
I'm
that it
curious,
does what I want it to do.
I'm
Dude,
curious
just the
if-
real-time aspect should be what switches you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious how they're going to do it. If they're going to do it where it's it opens up a new window and you still have to work within there, and then you close it down or whatever, or whether it's going to be something similar to I don't know, TFD, where it's a whole other interface or whatever. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I like about the TFD. And TFD isn't real time, but it's close. It's close
Yeah.
enough.
Okay.
It's pretty close.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Can you loop in TFD though? Can you loop simulations?
Can you loop simulations in
Probably.
Embergen?
Can you do that in
Yes, you
Embergen?
can. There's
Oh.
literally a
That's
loop
killer.
button. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. And especially with like
Yeah.
NFTs, like everything
Yeah.
has to be,
Right.
like
Yeah.
that's the ticket.
Yeah, totally.
Because that's a really hard thing to do, right? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like if you're trying to do that in some sort of, I don't know, you would bring it into After Effects and try to find the right loop point. I can't even imagine even trying to do that in cinema. You just try and
Yeah.
fake it. So that's
Yeah,
that's
you would
pretty
you would
cool.
fade one simulation out and then fade in the next one.
Right.
But that's
Yeah,
such,
yeah.
That's such a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
That's cool. I mean, I'll have to check it out. I've
Mhm.
opened it and played with it, but like, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's one of those pieces of software that you want to play with more, and you're like, oh yeah, this will improve my workflow, but when do I have
When-
time to do it?
yeah.
When?
Right.
Yeah.
It's that
Right.
sweet
So-
spot where it's just easy enough to learn to where you can slip it into the workflow like on
Right,
a project.
sure.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
for me, it wasn't ready for prime time. It's like I want to put it in this promo, trying to use it. It's not working. I spend a couple hours. I'm like, okay, back to TFD.
Yeah.
Right.
Not that I won't try it again, but I'll just
Yeah.
keep trying it until it works for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it won't be part of the pipeline until it's. I mean I feel like when you are at a certain point where you're busy, you got clients, you got whatever going on. If you are not hurting for business because you are working, there's no time to learn that stuff. So it feels like that's the easiest way if you're in that situation to insert something in your timeline. If you can insert it within a couple hours and it's integrated, it's going to work well, right? Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the other thing that I had in links was a piece of software. It's an app. It's this AI app. I think Matt sent it to our Halo group, and we were all playing with it, trying to. come
Oh
up with
gosh, yeah.
these things. It's called it's called Wombo Dream app,
Uh-huh.
and
Oh man.
it's like you pick a style and you pick a couple words and you let it sit there and it crunches through AI on your phone and comes up with imagery based on what you wrote. And
You should
and
do
the
it real
style.
quick. You
I do
you
one
go on
live?
yeah, you should do one live.
Yeah.
That would,
That'd be fun.
That would be funny. I can try and
So-
do it.
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about using that to create one-of-one NFT artwork?
Oh, I think it's crap.
Well-
I don't think you should do that,
Yeah.
because I mean, so if you if you designed the AI yourself, and we're creating NFTs off of it, I think that would be cool. But for some random person just to be like, all right, blah, 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 all right, and then there's actually a minting thing that's coming soon. And it's like, come on.
I was like, really?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, you're just going to mint any
Wombo.art.
Right.
Wombo.art, yeah.
I'm not going to name any names, but there are people who are using it. And I think everything is a tool, and it's all about how you use it. Yeah. So, like, if you're the very first person to find Wombo and mint something using it, then people are, it's unique. But if everybody's using Wombo and is minting stuff, it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, that's just Wombo. So,
like, why'd you do it on your phone instead of just going to the website?
Yeah. I didn't know there was a website.
Yeah, wombo.art.
Well, it's nice and easy to do in the app.
All
so
right.
what would be our word? We have to come up with a word, right?
Do TV, television,
television,
hot dog.
Hot dog. Now we want to do a base style. Just do no style.
Yeah, just do no style.
Let's do no style and see what it comes up with. What's really cool, what I love is in the app when it's going through these phases, it's pulsating the vibrate in the phone, so it's clicking in your hand. You kind of feel like the AI is happening. You know. What did we type? Television what?
Television hot dog. Yeah,
Television
that's okay.
Hot dog. That's not very good.
Let's do it. Let's do a new one. Let's do hot dog waterfall.
Hot dog waterfall. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on.
Make hot dog one word.
Hot dog waterfall.
Yeah. There you go.
And we'll just do base style again.
Right. Let's do
sometimes it's easier to tell what it's trying to do on the base style. Of course,
right.
I do like what it's doing in these styles, but okay. All right.
Oh, hey, that's pretty good.
Hot dog. I see some French fries in there. Let's just
right.
say those are French fries. I don't want
It almost looks like a stack of pancakes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Or maybe some like bacon and eggs. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that.
It looks like the handle of a pot and hot dogs are falling off of it.
That's great.
Sorry about my TikTok aspect ratio here, but like here's another one. What's great is you can just keep doing it over and over until you find one that works. Sometimes it comes up with really cool stuff. I think one of them that I put in here that worked really well was actually, it was called Pizza Table.
Okay.
Let me do that one, and then we'll move on. Pizza Table. Let me give it a vibrant style though. Let's see what Pizza Table does. See, look at that.
Ooh.
Pizza Table. Looks good.
Nice.
Looks delicious to me.
Yeah. I'd sit at that table.
I'd eat it. It looks like there's menus on the table too. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna save that
that's
one.
cool.
But yeah, there's the thing on the bottom that says, publish as an NFT soon, coming soon, and you're like, great.
Yeah,
great.
I don't support that.
Yeah.
Because then you're just saturating the market with more crap that doesn't need to be saturated with, you know?
You know that's what's going to happen, though. It's just going to be people putting garbage NFTs, like auto-generated NFTs.
More garbage NFTs.
Right. And no one's going to want to buy that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they could just generate it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happens when the AI gets to a certain point where there's like one AI that everybody loves, and like it's so good that they only put out a couple a year from that AI, and the AI is
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's getting
there are AI generative projects like on Super Rare, I think, and I honestly don't know how they work. Like I don't know if I think it's like that engine is. They're only like minting to Super Rare. Like nobody else has access to that AI engine, I think.
Yeah, that's how you do it. But...
And probably the person who created that AI engine is the one doing it. I hope,
Yeah. That's what I would hope too.
Yeah.
Like I can see it if you're creating the engine in order to create art,
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool. Like there's this one woman that I follow on TikTok, and she does these like she's programmed it for like horror stuff, and so it's like you type in something and it will create this like creepy horror scene using AI, and it's very, very cool, And if she was to put some of that stuff out, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm with you. But just to do this, nah, come on.
Yeah. Well, we've already learned about your past. The last time you were on, we talked in depth
about your future.
Yeah, but actually, what I was going to say is kind of refresh everybody just really quick about your background for those who haven't heard that episode. They can always go back, but I can't remember. Did you go to college for this or not?
I went to college for film school for a year.
Okay.
So I went to Cal State Long Beach, studied film, but it was like my first year, so it was really just like GE classes, not like actual film classes. But then like I kind of like got around that because I took a job working in the film equipment room. So I was like checking out all the gear and stuff to the actual like film students who were like in their 3rd and 4th year. And so then I worked on those film sets, dropped out after a year to start working, and I was doing some like motion graphics stuff at Western Digital. That was like my first motion graphics job, and then I just kind of went freelance from there and did some stuff for like Nickelodeon and like a bunch of other clients, and
you
now
won
I'm here.
Australia's Got Talent, right?
I was doing some projection mapping stuff with a dancer in Australia, and then we won that.
Love that you
show.
completely leave that out. It's like that was kind of that. I feel like that was a big part of your story as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one of my biggest allocades, right? You know, it's like the thing that you put on your resume that looks really good.
Yeah.
Like the work itself, like I'm happy with how it turned out for what it is. Yeah. But it's not like the style that I want to be known for.
Of course,
it's like it's not. And I was like, how am I going to put this on my reel too? Because like you're shooting live footage of a recording of your graphics and somebody standing in front of it and everything. And like the thing that like I was always attracted to was like the cinematic stuff, right? And like the cinematic aspect of motion design, you know, so like the 3D parts. But yeah, you know, they're both different, and it was a great like learning experience, and I grew a lot and I got a lot out of it. So yeah.
Jags apparently went there as well.
To Australia?
No, to
Cal State Long Beach.
State,
yeah. Oh, sweet. Awesome. I wonder what years was he there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I wonder if we were there at this. I don't think I ever met him. But I was there.
Yeah, but Jags was in the what was it? The accounting department or the
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Economics.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, then we definitely wouldn't have met.
Yeah. You probably crossed paths at one point, you know.
I was there 2016 to 2017. So, yeah.
Well, since we are going to be super NFT heavy probably from this point on, we should probably go to the drop. What do you think? As Matt,
yeah, probably. I think maybe we should maybe. Okay, let's go to the drop.
Okay, there we go. Well, let's do it.
The drop.
Is this the fucking mic? Drop. This is exactly what I should be doing.
What's up, and welcome to this week's episode of The Drop, your weekly source for all things NFT and crypto art, as well as upcoming drops by notable people in the Mograph industry. I'm Matt Milstead. Joining me, as always, is Dave Koss, and joining us this week, super NFT extraordinaire, Mr. Ryan Talbot.
Hello.
Yeah, let's get into let's get the stuff out of the way.
Yeah,
let's get the drops out of the way so we can talk to Ryan about everything. Yeah. There's quite a few community drops as well, and I didn't look back on Nifty Gateway. Odds are they probably updated it like the second we started the show or something.
Right.
But like, yeah, what's been annoying is that no, they didn't. They still didn't. Okay. Whoever's at Nifty Gateway, I'm giving you this free advice right now, all right? Because the hardest thing as a collector of seeing the upcoming drops and stuff, I need to know at least a week in advance, you know?
You got to plan.
I think, yeah, exactly.
Got to move
need
money
to be able
around.
to plan to buy these collections and whatever.
I want to
be able to see
wallet.
everything a week in advance, and their drop schedule right now literally has just the past week. And today is the last day. It's like, no. What you need to be doing is the very first person on that drop schedule needs to be the one that's dropping today, and then you've got the rest of them for the week.
You always
and then
have
the
7
next
days.
day,
yes,
the next one, and it just keeps on moving. So you've always got 7 days ahead, you know, which is just it's frustrating. Like
I feel like it also kind of rugs the person who gets like the first day of the week, because like that happened with like the curated drop that I was a part of. Like we were the first drop of the week, so the entire week nobody saw our drop date on the banner. Like it wasn't announced until like the night before, I think.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. And for me, when I'm trying to put together this drop schedule and stuff, it's like, oh, you didn't update it? Not my fault. All right. So only one person is going to be advertised on your. This is free advertisement for you. Just be. Come on, marketing people over at Nifty Gateway.
Right.
You fixed kind of your search feature. Now fix this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we want the heads up on what's coming out. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do we have?
Well, today there are two good drops. One that I'm really excited about, and actually they did update this on the site, Dave. I put it in the site so you can actually see the physical piece or the actual piece. But
Is
it's
that not
rhymes
what's on their tweet?
Rhymes Like Dimes. I think it may be the same thing.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I'll bring it up. You can check it out.
But I dig Rhymes Like. Yeah, it's the same piece.
Yeah.
Rhymes Like Dimes is an awesome artist. I totally dig their work. So they're doing a drop tonight at 6:30, which is cool.
Sweet.
And then this next one, yeah, Dave, you can look. So it's kind of got the same thing, but they did kind of a breakdown. I would say open up this one. But the next one tonight is Vinictus Costa. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's these surreal digital artists, and I really like their work. I think their work is very, very pretty. I think them and Rhymes Like Dimes go together on a drop really well together, you know, for the same day.
Well,
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Now is this thing? This is just what the render looks like, I guess.
That's just
this
what the
isn't
render looks
actual
like.
NFT.
Yeah. Like
that's the final
if you click
right
on the
there.
link that I put in the chat, you can see some more of their work.
Okay. Let's see here.
That's really cool. I really like the surreal one a lot.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
I love all.
So,
do you know if these are like
it's
3D?
loading.
I'm assuming that these are 3D.
I would
an extent,
assume
with maybe
yes,
some
because
Photoshop.
if you look at the let's see, the original one that Dave was showing, it actually showed like the clay render and stuff like that, and then it rendering, and then I'm assuming they threw just a you know, what are those things called that people uses all the time? The after plugins.
Topaz Studio.
I feel like
Topaz,
someone just threw a Topaz effect on top of it.
There's definitely like a LUT of some kind.
Yeah. But it's pretty work. Super cool stuff.
Yeah.
So
I love
that's
it.
it as far as Nifty Gateway. I really wish they'd give us more. Like, come on, y'all. Be better.
Come on.
Be better.
It's probably also sometimes an issue of the artists like getting their work together in time would be my guess.
But that shouldn't matter for them being able to say who is coming up for the week.
Right.
You know? Like
Right.
even if I'm not able to click on the person, like me, for example, what I do, because they don't show any of the work ahead of time, you know, they like to tease you up until the day of.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I do is I see who's coming up. I either search for their page on Nifty or I go to look for them on Twitter. And almost like 90% of the time, the ones who actually care about their drop will have already put one of their pieces saying coming soon and teased it and stuff. So that's what we look for, you know.
Right.
It's just frustrating when, you know, you've got one of the biggest NFT sites just not like that should be a simple thing to correct, you know, like that should be a very simple thing. You know, I don't know, they're just not marketing it well. They're not marketing it well, you know. So
I agree with you there.
And if they want everyone in this world, if they want 1 billion NFTs sold or whatever it is that they say, you know, they need to get better at that marketing.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for my weekly rant about Nifty Gateway. Next up on Maker's Place, the 25th, which is tomorrow, is How I See Dat World is the first one.
Yeah, cool.
So This one has really loud audio, Dave. Just a warning.
Oh, it does. I think I
so
have all this muted. I do have
this
it
one is
muted,
called
so.
the Museum of Donuts. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Donuts.
yeah. It's a bunch of pieces based around the Taurus, you know.
I
So-
like How I See That World because he
Yeah.
shares a lot of my posts.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I'm probably biased, but I feel like within like the 3D community, he's kind of like an OG because of that. Like he's
Uh-huh.
like been reposting stuff for years and years.
Yeah.
So like maybe like a lot of newer collectors probably don't even know who that is. Like, you know, if you're just
Right.
like objectively looking at the art, maybe it's like not the most unique, but like he's an OG. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so collectors need to know that about How I See
Yeah.
That World.
A lot of
So-
people
Cool.
use that hashtag on their posts too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we use
Oh,
that
that's
on
neat.
like just about every one of our posts.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the 25th. On the 26th, Walter Ios Jr. is doing a drop called "Sporting Life: The Diaries of Walter Ios Jr." I believe Walter is a sports photographer. He has been self-dubbed, I guess, the Rembrandt of sports photography. So, but yeah, just a bunch of stuff with is that Kobe?
Kobe?
I'm not good with sports ball. You know, ball go far.
Yes, that is Kobe.
So, yeah,
Ball go far,
ball go far.
and it literally says Kobe.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So, yeah, that's it for the big drops or whatever. Let's go into the community drops. Who do we want to hit up first, Dave?
So okay, let's start with Mark Shinosa. He's got.
Let's start. Yeah.
He has got.
You know what? I put
Maker's
that.
Place.
No, I put that wrong. That's not right.
Oh.
That's the wrong link. My
Oh
bad.
yeah, that's the one we just looked at, isn't it?
Yeah.
In it.
Let me. Okay, go somewhere else. I'll
All
find
right,
the
we'll
link.
go somewhere else. Let's talk about this in the meantime. Just a note here. Ross sold out his candy
Yeah.
NFTs, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's happy about that. Especially
Yeah.
today. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, Ross.
Hey,
So that's
I'm
a good
sure.
birthday present.
I'm pretty sure he's sleeping right now. Otherwise, I would wish him a happy
That's not.
birthday.
That's not
Right.
surprising.
Yes.
But hey, it's his birthday. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Those who don't know, y'all are actually roommates. So I'm sure there's a
Yes.
lot of good NFT talk going around that
Yeah.
place for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah,
All
those
we talk
sold out.
about.
I love the what was it called? Was it called King Gumdrop or something? That was my favorite.
Mhm.
That's the one I liked. Yeah. And did you find it yet, Matt? He's still looking.
Yes. Sorry. I was trying to figure out where he sent it to me. Let's see if it
Probably
actually.
in
There we
Discord.
go. Okay.
Did he post it in Discord?
Oh, he sent it to me personally in Discord. There you go.
Oh,
now it's in the
okay,
chat.
cool. All right.
So
Now this is on Object objkt.com.
yeah, this is one that he did in Houdini, where it was I want to say generative, but it's not. Oh yeah, generative art. Okay, cool. Where it was able to pump out a bunch of different types of art all at once. Which I thought was really cool. Then he picked the best ones from, but it's a whole bunch of different splines and stuff like that, which I think is cool. The object stuff. This is where. And Ryan, you may disagree with me, but this is where I feel like the future of like the everyday, the occasional NFT person is going, right?
Okay.
So like people, because I feel like eventually it's going to get to the point where you post your work similar like you do on Instagram or whatever,
Right.
And you'll just be able to sell it,
Right.
like
Or not sell it.
Or not sell it.
Right.
Mhm.
Any artist can be like, hey, here's some of my work. And if someone's like, oh, I love that. I'd love to have that as an NFT. You can just sell it for, either cheap. I think those were like $3 a piece or something like that. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I can collect my favorite artists and stuff.
Sure.
Well, it's
You know?
like, say, Instagram, you saw something you liked, and you could just say,
Right.
hey, I like this, can I buy it?
Yeah.
Like that easy. It needs
Yeah.
to be that easy before it's really, like, adopted by more people, I guess.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's funny, like I've seen a lot of haters. I'm sure you guys all have seen haters about the NFT space. And like, for like I understand their hatred, you know, where they're like, oh, I could just right click and save, blah blah blah, you know, and it's like, yes, okay, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. You can right click and save, you know, but for
can't
me,
right click and save the Mona Lisa and say that you
right.
own the Mona
Well,
Lisa.
for me, for example, as an artist, you know, having an appreciation for other artists, you know, I've always loved the idea of like owning a piece of their art, you know.
Sure.
That's the whole reason I bought that Beeple piece in the first place, is because I just wanted the physical piece. It's like, oh, this is an actual physical piece that Beeple is doing, right? I never opened it or even looked at it before I sold it, which is sad. But, you know, and then but it's like, oh, you can buy a print, sure, but that's not video, you know?
Right.
Prints are cool and stuff like that, but really I wanted video, and that's what drove me to fall in love with this space in the first place.
Yeah,
You know?
I think like the right click save mentality is like those people aren't ever going to be buying like artwork. You know, it's like
I think they will eventually. It's just going to be marketed differently. They're not going to realize that they are
but they're
actually
not
doing
like
that.
they're not the true art collectors, you
Right,
know? Because
right.
like buying a piece of digital art from somebody isn't about like having the physical print. It's about the sentiment. It's about like being along on the journey with this artist and like, you know, making a statement that you support them. So yeah, that's the true value of it.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I really like your art, and I would love to buy your art if I had that kind of money.
Right. That's the
you know.
problem I'm having right now, because I was just on a phone call with David. Oh my God, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong. David Paredes. He's an NFT collector. He's also the producer of the Pelas Gallery show next month. And he's been amazing to work with. He's been helping me like price my Nifty Gateway collection, and because he's really good with mechanics, and like I want people to be able to have my art. You know, like I don't want it to be like so expensive where that my friends can't have it. Right. But the problem is that I already have this collector base, and I also have to respect them.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So it's like it's such a tough balance, you know, like so that's just what I'm struggling with right now. But
well, that's like what Mark says here in the chat. It says kind of fun to give friends art. He said, hit me up on Twitter and I'll give you one of mine.
And like, by the way, like if anybody wants like a metal print from Displate, you know, like I can give you a discount for that for any of my Mograph friends. I sent one to Dave, and like I like to do stuff
in the bedroom.
Like I like to do stuff like that because not everybody can have the NFT, you know.
What I love about
you know, here's the thing: you get well enough known and stuff like that. Those physical pieces are going to be worth just as much, or eventually could be worth just as much. You know, after you croak or something like that. You know, like, oh, this was given to me by Ryan Talbot.
Yeah,
you know?
and also like Scott Unruh printed this.
Oh gosh,
yes.
I was gonna talk to you about this, because that is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Scott has done a beautiful job at that.
Yes, the webcam isn't doing it justice, but it's awesome.
Not. No.
I'll try
and
and
also
pull up
the antenna fell
has.
out right before the stream, and I can't find it.
Oh man.
But yeah, so like I would love to be able to like produce more of these and like make them affordable for people to just like have on their desk.
Gorgeous.
You know,
that's the actual
so
I
model.
wonder if you could talk to like
box.
a Chinese toy company or something like that. You know, a manufacturing company who actually like creates the molds and stuff like that.
Right.
I bet you could do that.
Yeah, I mean, so far, like, it's been great working with Scott too. Like, I think he's such like a master at his craft already, and like he's like always getting new toys to play with. Like, he just posted something the other day. He got this like thing to do like glass effects. You know,
it was
plastic.
it was like a vacuum seal
like a
type
vacuum
thing
sealer.
that would create impressions based off of whatever you had under it, right? And so he was creating a glass, you know, visor or whatever
like a
for one
visor.
of EJ's helmets. Yeah.
Oh, man,
cool.
that's cool.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
I definitely would love to keep working with him on, improving the Lily design and producing some more of those. So
We'll have to have an
shout
episode
out
where
to Scott.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna have to show us, like, maybe do an episode on 3D printing or something.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
All of his are resin prints, right? They're not actual
I
like.
don't know.
I'm pretty sure they're resin prints.
Yes, they're
'cause
resin.
They look clean.
Yeah, the thing about resin
Ryan's
prints
gone.
is there's a lot more, like, involved with that. A lot more setup, a lot more work, but it looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks way better.
Yeah. You don't have those lines of resolution on it or whatever. But
Yeah, that's
Right.
what I was like. I wasn't sure at first, like when he said he was gonna print it, if it was gonna have those lines and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he sent it to me, and it's like it's so smooth. Like you
Yeah.
can't tell at all that it's a 3D print. It's got like a nice weight to it as well.
Mhm.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
well, let's look
I
at these
see-
other community drops, and then
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I wanna,
yeah, let's
I
do
want to
that. We
dig
can get
into
back
your
into other
pieces
things.
as well, because
Okay,
there's
so that was
there's a bunch of them
March.
now. We
Let's
have
see.
Go
Go ahead.
Paul up on
Paul Robinson. Yes.
on the board next. Let me go ahead.
Yeah,
and
Paul
show
is
this
doing a
here.
drop on Nifty Royale.
50 Royal.
Called the Obsidian series, and that sale starts in 2 days, so on the 26th, which is cool. Paul's been killing it.
After centuries
Yeah.
of greed and neglect, we are faced with the threat of eradication. In the race for world domination, our future is in the hands of a sinister creation programmed for destruction.
It's fun.
Rated R.
Rated R.
Starts Friday.
Starts Wednesday.
Starts Wednesday. Cool.
Yeah, cool
This
looking
is cool.
stuff. I
Yeah.
love it.
He's got the
Yeah.
videos.
He's been doing a lot of
going
these
up in there.
these liquid sims lately, and I think they look really good.
But he's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
like Liquid Gen.
Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Liquid
Yeah.
Sims are hard, man.
Yeah, they are.
Difficult.
Especially get them to look good. That's why I was thinking that the Liquid Gen looked so good because, you didn't get a bunch of that clumping and weird, like, just individual blobs that just didn't look good,
Yeah.
Exciting. So, what else do we got, Dave?
The
We
next
have,
one, this is awesome. This is Windbush, and this is a collab that he is doing with Method Man.
Yeah.
Awesome. I can't believe that. That's freaking amazing right
That's
there.
super cool. Yeah.
This is Friday, January 28th. So it's this Friday, so you got some time to get your wallet ready.
Love it. Love
And
it.
I'm assuming that this is in Unreal Engine.
I
So
would
that's what
assume
that
so.
is.
Yeah. I bet you anything that he put the Rococo suit on, and he did it. You think?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, he might
Maybe.
have. I don't know. I think
I don't
he
know
said
because that's
his-
not necessarily like he did have Mixmaster Mike in the suit.
Yeah.
In order to get the actual movements and stuff, but I don't know if you
This is just
necessarily
a-
need that.
yeah.
Yeah. You could
Maybe
have
he did it
anyone
himself.
do that. Yeah.
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 Cool.
That's cool.
Sweet.
The legend
else?
of Windbush.
What else we got here? Travis Ragsdale. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
He said, "Hey everyone, hope you're staying safe. I recently locked in a 10K. Now he wrote this, I believe, on the Get NFT Facebook. Recently locked in a 10K PFP project on Crypto.com, and I need to get some folks in the Discord and following on Twitter. Really spent a lot of time on the project, and I think it's a cool concept. Any shares, follows, retweets would be so appreciated. Also, we're giving away 3 cash prizes to 3 random people in the first 1,000 Discord members. So if you join, you've got a chance to win $1,000 or $500. And he's got all the info. He's got the Discord link, Twitter link. I'm going to put all that in the show notes so you can check that out. And then here is what it is. It is the Alphabot Society. Have you heard of this
Yeah.
yet, Matt?
I
Yeah.
haven't. No.
I saw him post about it, and like Travis is also like another Dallas freelancer.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
he's such a great guy too, and
Yeah.
super
I love
talented.
Travis.
He's always like been super helpful to me too. So I would
First
definitely
ever
get one of
choose
these.
your own adventure. Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, they are. They're really,
And they definitely look a
really
lot
beautiful.
more different than the Mechabots do.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
what Mecha should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
curious
sold my
about
Mecha.
this.
I sold it.
Oh, you did?
How much did
I
you
did.
sell it for?
Sold it for like 1.5 ETH,
How much did you
Which-
pay for it?
$720. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I mean, I
that's it.
still
Yeah.
made money. Yeah,
Okay,
I still
cool.
made money. I was able
Yeah.
to mint one, so
Oh,
I
okay,
wasn't too
yeah.
worried about it. But
Yeah.
still, it's like I could have sold it for $30,000, you know,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
didn't. I could have
Dude.
sold it for 9 ETH. But then
Yeah.
like I sold it like when ETH was at $3,700, and now it's at
Right.
25, 24.
Yeah.
It's like 2,200 the last time I checked.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is tanking right now.
Everything
Stocks,
is tanking. Yeah.
everything. It's
Mhm.
like, all right,
Yeah.
That's
come on,
why
guys.
I'm
Come on, I
just-
need the market to come
I'm
back.
just
I gotta
holding
pay
on
my
to my-
taxes from last year.
Yeah. I'm
know?
holding on to my crypto and my tokens and things right now. I don't really have anything in stocks at the moment. But for me, I'm just holding on to it because everything is going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like, my render tokens are going down right now because render's going down. Everything's going down.
Everything.
And so
yeah.
I'm just going to just sit and let it ride. I don't know what else to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's everything. So you just got to wait
Yeah.
for everything to go back up, or, what else are you going to do? Cash out and then, that's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
helping anything, I guess, as long as you
Yeah.
can afford to leave it in.
My method at first, my method was to hold all of my ETH as I got it. That's what I did like for the first few months that I was doing NFTs.
Yeah.
But I realized that strategy wasn't working for me, because what I would do was I would panic sell when it would dip, and I
Yeah.
would just hold on to it when it goes up. So I was essentially just like having my money like
Yeah.
every time I made a sale.
Yeah.
And because I was viewing that as income, because I pretty much didn't do any client work last year, like
Mhm.
I'm counting on that money to be like coming in. So like,
Yeah.
so now I will cash it out immediately when I make a sale, and then I will look for those dips to buy back in.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and like I'll keep some ETH around. Like I won't liquidate all of it. I'll keep a few
Yeah.
around, because I want to like buy NFTs and stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's good to secure those funds because you're
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
going to be paying taxes on the
Yes.
amount. So yeah, you're going to be paying taxes on the amount of ETH, like what it was worth when you got it as an artist who's selling. So like even if I don't sell my ETH, I'm still paying taxes on the USD value of that ETH when I received it.
Right.
So if I
Ugh.
kept it all, I'd be on the hook for thousands of dollars of taxes for money I don't actually have. So,
Right.
Yeah.
so that's another reason. Like if you're an artist and you want to do NFTs full time, I would recommend liquidating at least like half of what you're making, because you're gonna need it for taxes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah,
But everything is going down. If it would be one thing if crypto was going down, or like ETH by itself was going down, but because
Yeah.
it's everything, it's like
All my
I know that
stocks,
the-
man, they're down
Yeah.
like 15%.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like that's
just
ridiculous.
Everything. So it's like
Yeah.
it really has nothing to do with the particular token or the cryptocurrency or whatever. It's just all of it. I think that's the best thing to do is wait right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
And it seems like the value of crypto tokens are like sort of becoming tied to traditional stock markets. Whereas
I
like
did notice that.
back
yeah.
in
Previously, it wasn't the case. It was like
Yeah.
when the stock market would go down, crypto would go up.
right,
But
they
now
were
it's
two
like
separate things,
Yeah.
almost opposites. And now
Yeah.
it's like your everyday average consumer is also buying crypto just as much
Yeah.
as they're buying stocks. So they
Yeah.
kind of like go up and down together now.
yeah, which
That's
sucks.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
it's a
my
different dynamic.
my render token is down right now, but it's like it has nothing to do with the token. So I'm just gonna hold it and
Right.
see what happens when everything goes back up. I mean, it could go higher
Yeah.
when it goes back up. You
Yeah.
know? So I'm just like, why
Right.
not just hold on to everything? And
Yeah.
I had a note too I wanted to talk about with. I mean, unless you want to talk more about crypto and stonks, but
No, go ahead.
I've got a note too that I saw on Clinton Jones's Twitter this morning, just to watch out for. Is apparently someone is claiming to be him and trying to sell
yeah.
his alternate realities art as NFTs. He
That
said, I don't know
sucks.
who Meta Walker's NFT is, but it's downright nasty. Don't be fooled and consider reporting them if you feel the need.
Yeah.
I think that should be handled somehow. And here's the problem, right? Like, we're in the Wild West right now. We have no regulations when it comes to any of this. There's no recourse. Everything is encrypted. There's people in God knows what random country in some random building somewhere in the world wreaking havoc on people like Clinton Jones. And there's just like, there's no way to really track it down or fix it or whatever.
Yeah. There's so many copycats out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened to me. It's happened to a bunch of artists I know. Like the other day, I went to buy an edition of a Brendan North photography piece on OpenSea, and I searched Brendan North, and the first result was the copycat. The first result wasn't even his collection, so I almost bought it. And then I was like, something seems off about this, because like it was like a bundle with like 10 editions in one, and I was like, this doesn't seem right. So I went to his Twitter, and I went to his link tree and clicked on the actual link in his bio, and it took me to a different collection, and I was like, okay, this is
See, that OpenSea has got to be better about getting rid of that stuff. You know, they've got to be better about that.
Right. So I think like if you maybe like you can't mint the same image twice. I know like on Maker's Place, you can't mint the same video or image more than once. Like you literally have to like change one of the pixels in order to remint something.
Right. Because
so
it takes that file, it hashes it with an algorithm, or just hashes it with something.
Yeah.
You know? And then
so
that the output of that equals some random ridiculous number, and it can see that number. I mean, that's how any hashing works, but it knows, because that hash will never result from anything else in the universe.
Right.
You know.
But like even then you can still like change one pixel, and most people aren't going to notice.
Right.
So like there has to be some like AI that looks at it and is like, wait, this is a copy of this.
Right.
I don't know.
It's got to be more than just like you can't just rely on it to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is
scale
take
it
the
up
image
1%.
Right.
All the pixels are going to be different.
Recompress it. Just go through and change a JPEG recompression, and you don't get the same hash result. So it's like you have to have that AI that can see, in quotes, you know, to really do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Tell us about the Pellis Gallery, or Payas Gallery.
Okay, so I got confirmation that technically it's a Spanish term. It's pronounced Payas, but they call it Pellis.
Okay.
Like that's what everybody calls it. So they said it's okay to say Pellis.
Okay.
So this was a show that is happening in Boston next month, February 23rd and 24th.
Right.
I was super lucky to be asked by Ness to join the show. He curated a short list of artists who I think are all incredible.
Amazing.
And
I love all those artists.
Yeah. I think everybody's killing it.
I'm
super excited. So everybody's doing an edition piece for the show.
Cool.
And David, the producer, is pre-selling everything. So the idea is that it's going to be totally sold out by the time the show actually happens.
Nice.
Why is that?
What's
the advantage of that versus like say putting them up and then
because we're curating the collectors. So like you know, David is a seasoned collector veteran. At least I think he is. And you know, so we want to make sure that these pieces are getting into the hands of collectors who are gonna like appreciate them and hold on to them for a long time. You know, no bots, no flippers, nothing like that.
Right.
So that's one reason. And then they're reserving one of the editions to be a raffle. So if you go to the show in person, then you can enter the raffle and get the last edition. So
that's cool.
I see.
Yeah.
Ryan, let me ask you this, since you're so like I have been wanting to
be back.
Sure, go for it. I have been wanting to do like a gallery show in Dallas.
Okay.
You know, would you be interested in doing that? Like, have you had any interest in doing a gallery show in Dallas?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I went to one last year that was put on by what's his name? It was a really cool event. But yeah, I would love to do one.
I don't know. I think it would be cool to put one together,
Yeah.
Especially
Would it
knowing
be
so
like
many
only,
people in
would it be only
the...
Dallas artists or just like a
No, I don't
mix?
necessarily think so.
Yeah.
Like just artists that we like or something like that. I think
Yeah.
I think it would be really fun to put like, me and Dave, we love putting on a party,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like being able to do an actual gallery show full of like all the NFT artists that we know, I think would be really neat,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Call it the Mograph NFT or gallery show. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm basically like I'm booked up until March 1st when my Nifty drop is, and then after that I can start thinking about the next thing.
Should do that. We should do that.
Yeah.
I bet you we could easily find a place to hold one. I know a few people who work at art galleries or whatever. I don't know. So could be interesting. Dave, we're gonna do a gallery show in Dallas.
Well, we've been talking about that.
Yeah.
As part of our DFW C4D thing.
Yeah.
Integrating all that. Did you talk about on this gallery? Did you talk about the individual people on this one by one? I didn't know.
Not one by one.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the poster. So yeah, you got Ralph Grassetti, you got Annabelle Sickle-Nofi, you got Ness, obviously, G-Monk, Idol, who I don't know if it's pronounced Jarvin Art or Yarvin Art, but her actual name is Idol or Edel, and she's from Turkey. And so she does these like amazing like architectural renders with like all the tiny little greebles and everything. Plant Daddy, Sam, she does these like really cool like ZBrush sculpted scenes that are like kind of like surreal. Cool. Obviously Raoul Marx is the OG Astro guy.
Yeah.
You got Gurnge, who's from our own Mograph community.
Yeah.
And Gurnge just did his first Nifty Gateway drop. He's part of a curated show. And he did his super rare Genesis like a month ago.
Yeah.
And then
he's killing it in the space.
Yeah, and Arcanair, who does these like super, I don't know if I pronounced that right, I'm so sorry. But I think they're like painted. But he's got like a very like colorful painterly style.
Yeah. So that is the thing. Dave, can you bring that back up?
Yeah.
I was looking at the sponsors down at the bottom. Are those the actual sponsors, Atomic Form and Samsung Next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
What is Samsung Next?
Samsung Next is the new TV from
TV?
Samsung.
Okay.
Yeah, that are supposed to show off NFTs and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were looking at that on TikTok the other day.
I think that's the Samsung like photo.
It's cool. It's like a photo viewer.
Yeah, it's
what
I think is rad about it. What I think that's what's rad about it is that it runs all the electronics behind the screen, into a secondary area, so that you don't have to worry about like power or anything like that. Like it being not.
That's always the worst,
wall.
right? You put a TV up on the wall, and then it's like, well, now I have to get 5 HDMI's up there. How am I going to do that? It's just one cable into the wall, and that should be every TV.
That should be every
sits
TV.
somewhere else now. You plug everything in. It's perfect.
I think it's cool. Yeah. Very cool.
I was going to ask you a question too. You've got a drop coming up.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah. So the piece that I'm doing for the Peles Gallery is going to be the first piece in my solo Nifty Gateway collection, which will be March 1st. Yeah. So there's going to be 2 more pieces in addition to the Peles piece. The one I'm working on right now, it's like Tank and Lily are like fishing in like a bioluminescent pond.
That's cool.
So yeah, and then I have to come up with 2 more, which is why I have nothing else planned for the next month. I'm just working on the art.
I was gonna say, do you have any of them complete, or like, are you showing these off ahead of time or no?
Yeah, I'm definitely like I'm rendering the fishing one right now. I was hoping it would be rendered by now so I could show it off on the show, but it's still rendering.
Still baking.
Yeah, still baking. Dude, I need to get one of those like render box machines with like 4 3090s in it.
Right.
Like
that's a write-off.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to be able to find 3090s.
Yes. Yeah.
It's always the issue.
Now you had one where Lily was playing the piano the other day that I saw. Has that one already been minted and everything?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the story with that one
Yeah.
was that it was going to be for the Payless show.
And
But
then
posted
someone's
on-
like, "Here, I'll give you some money for it."
Yeah,
You're like, all
I
right, I'll do
posted it
it.
on Twitter, and I was like, I'm saving this for something special because Ness hadn't made the announcement yet. And then a collector DM'd me, and like I told him how much the edition price was going to be and everything, and he was like, okay, well, like I'll offer you for all of that for like a 1 of 1. And so I was like, okay. I thought about it for a little bit, and we talked a little bit. And he's like a great collector. He's got an X copy piece, and he's got like a bunch of other 1 of 1s from Super Rare. And yeah, he just, he seemed like it would be a good fit. So I was like, let's do it. And I'll come up with something new for the show. And I think it works out because I had another piece called Serenade where it was just Lily playing the guitar on Super Rare. And so those can both be 1 of 1s. And then the piece I'm working on now will fit more with the Nifty Gateway collection, and that'll be like more of like an edition thing. Yeah. So,
which one was the very first one? I'm trying to find that now.
Wasn't it the balloon one, wasn't it?
So the very first one, my Genesis, was actually called Lily's Guardian, and it was Lily being like held by this like bigger robot holding an umbrella. And so that was my Genesis piece on Super Rare, and that one went to Barat Crimo. So I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, so I put that up, and it actually it was just kind of sitting there for a while. Like I had a collector who wanted it, but then it was just kind of like, oh yeah, maybe I'll put a bid in, and then like it just never really happened. So it was just kind of like sitting there for a few days. And I was like, crap, this is like my Super Rare Genesis. Like, it needs to like get into like good hands. Like, I got a couple low ball offers on it, and I was just like, like I've already been selling on Maker's Place for this much, so I'm not going to accept these. And so I just messaged Barat, and I was like, hey man, like you've collected a couple of my things on Maker's Place, and like I really appreciate it. Like, would you be interested in like having this piece, and like I'll give it to you for a discount? So like I gave it to him for less than I originally wanted to sell it for, but it was because it was Barat. Like he had already collected things from me. I know he's a great, solid collector, and so like I wanted my Genesis piece to be with him. So he immediately was like, yeah, of course, let's do it. And then he actually like offered me more than I asked for because I was telling him that I just wanted him to have it. Yeah. So like so yeah, he took that piece, and then that ended up working out really well for me because I'm into the balloon one next, and that one just blew up.
Yeah.
So
that one.
And went for like way more money than I ever thought I would sell my work for. So yeah, and then everything's been smooth sailing since then.
Yeah, I'm sure he was happy about that one being sold for a lot more.
Yeah,
right?
And and that's like pushed up my prices since then too. So yeah.
The day before you minted this, you posted it on Instagram, I believe. And I actually screenshotted it. I sent it to the Halo group, and I was like, oh my God, y'all. Like, this is amazing. Like, I want this. How much is this going to be? And then the next day, it sold for 30 ETH.
Yeah.
So, couldn't afford that. But this is the one that I have as the metal print hanging up. And now I want to get more because we've got a couple blank spots on the wall now, and it looks weird because it's up there and it's empty, right? So like the cool thing about this service that you're using to do these metal prints, like it's not like a canvas print, it's like metal, like it is printed on the metal, super durable. What's great about it is it's thin and it comes with stickable magnets. You put those magnets approximately where you want it on the wall, and then you just slap the metal piece right up on the wall, and you just center it where you want it. It's great. It's so easy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I hate like when you have to get out the measuring tape and like the ruler and draw a line with the pencil and be like, all right, I think this is going to line up. No, it's just like I have one hanging right there. So this is a piece by Raja that I bought on Super Rare. It's his Stranger Things collaboration. And then he sent me the displate for it, and that's the first time I've hung one up, because like I sold my own displates to other people, but I didn't have one for myself. So
Right.
yeah, it's like super easy. You can just like pull it off the wall and put it back
How's
on.
the color come out?
It's good.
Gorgeous.
It's it's very vibrant and easy to see. Because like before, I was doing like prints that were in a glass case, and the problem with those is that there's so many reflections on the glass. It makes it really difficult, especially because a lot of my scenes are dark, like they're at nighttime. So when you have those reflections on there, sometimes it's harder to see. But with these, they're a little glossy. You can actually choose like if you want matte or glossy, but it's so much more vibrant. There's no like glass in front of it.
Yeah. What do you have all of them up there? Do you have like a landing page? Or...
I mean, it's just like my displate shop. I don't really like advertise it, but I can send you the link to it.
Yeah. Because I want to look on there and see, because I want to get some other ones now to fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll hook you up.
Oh yeah. See,
because I get 50% off when I order it myself. Ooh. So yeah, definitely go through me.
Yeah, you can see here like more from this collection. Here, I'll bring it up. You can see all of that. You add it, and the prices are not bad. $44. You know? So now I got to figure out what's going to be next. This one for sure. I have to ask Julie what she thinks. But this one for sure.
Gorgeous.
Love that one. And then I'm going to need one more. We'll figure out which one. Maybe the bike one, or like the wheel one, because it's got the balloons from the other piece, you know?
Yes.
That would be good.
Yeah. I need to put the piano one up there too. So that one would be like horizontal though, and none of the other ones are horizontal. So
yeah.
So
that's rad.
Where did the idea for these come from? Was it just kind of organic, like you made one and then you're like, this is
So like
cool.
Tank, I was still on Maker's Place at the time. Like I wasn't on Super Rare yet. Yeah, so the one before that one was actually like the first one that kind of started the series, where it's just like Tank sitting under a leaf and there's like some fireflies. And yeah, it was just me sitting at my computer trying to figure out like what the next thing was going to be. That one.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Mark in the chat, said you're the first person in the Mograph community who he heard refer to yourself as an NFT artist.
Yeah.
Which I agree. You are one of the first people that I've heard say, "Oh yeah, I'm an NFT artist."
Yeah.
I'm a motion designer. I'm not I'm an NFT artist. I do NFTs.
What do you do for
right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I call myself a digital artist because like sometimes there's like a weird connotation calling yourself an NFT artist, especially when you're talking to like people who outside in the normal world who like know nothing about this. But yeah, NFT artist or digital artist full time. Yeah.
Or like people who have watched like South Park and that's their idea.
Right.
NFTs
that's what like you go on YouTube and if you search like for NFTs, like anything about NFTs, it's all about maybe the Bored Ape Yacht Club comes up, but then like it's all this other like junk. You see what people's perceptions of NFTs are. Yeah. And it's totally different than what we're doing. They don't know anything about Super Rare. They're not talking about artists. They're talking about these like animal 10K projects, Right. It's so I understand now like why so many people hate NFTs because like they're not educated on like what I'm doing versus like these 10K projects.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's like the generative, like almost Microsoft Paint looking stuff,
Yeah, or like do you see like the Pepsi Cola, their generative project?
I didn't see
theirs. Dude. Yeah, like Pepsi did a generative project that it looked so bad. I mean, if you can pull it up, like it's just so we can laugh at it.
Yeah, people were like,
it was like literally they just like found a vector art library on Pond 5 and just like threw that in a generator. And that's your 10K project.
Oh, weird.
And it's just like all like they're talking on Twitter like very much like a brand. They're just using all the buzzwords like
I
space
saw that. That was annoying.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that that most people are seeing,
micdrop.pepsi.com.
Yeah, the mic drop.
Okay.
They're so bad. It's like a vector art of a microphone, and then like a vector art of just like mustaches and just the most random things.
Why
like
microphones?
There's no.
There's a mic
exactly.
drop?
Yeah.
It's microdrop.pepsi.
And they're giving it out for free. I'm pretty sure it's only gas fees. So like these things aren't gonna hold their value unless Pepsi does something to make them valuable.
Like what is the value in that?
Right. So it's weird. Already free from the start, you know.
It's like, oh, okay, we're just whatever. It's Pepsi.
So
of course, you had the Thanksgiving parade that did well. And I don't know if that
but
was
those were also
charity.
giving that money to charity and stuff.
Right.
You know, so by buying an NFT, you can also write that off as a tax write-off. You know, versus buying something from Pepsi.
Right.
Yeah, and I think those were done by actual artists. I mean, I know the artist who did those Macy ones. You're talking about the balloons. Yeah. So for one, it's done by an actual artist who cares about the project. And I think it's just very obvious to the community when a brand just decides to come in and pretend to be one of the cool kids.
Right.
When they're just
What's
trying
up,
to like
fellow NFT artists.
I think there's a clear difference between that and like people who like really like put a lot of care into their projects, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. Like Travis Ragsdale, his Alphabot Society, those look dope as hell. Like
that you can tell that there was care given to that.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Yeah. Couple questions in the chat I wanted to get to. One of them is, what do you think of the future of C4d? Are you considering switching to Houdini full time? You do Houdini stuff, right?
No, I know nothing about Houdini.
Oh,
nope.
I thought you dabbled in it a little for some reason.
I'm gonna have to get you that Stop
course.
Being Afraid of Houdini course.
I watched the first few lessons of it, and then it just got too advanced for me.
Yeah,
because I was working at ABC at the time, and like also like it was hard to like have the time to do both. You know, like working a full-time job and and also like learn a Houdini course at night. So yeah, but I mean like the course I'm sure is awesome. Like I love Mark, and like I did the first lesson where you like learn how to put a cube on a sphere but the Houdini way, and like it so that they're like in contact with each other while it's rolling. And like I like learning stuff like that because you know like all the nerdy things about how to do character animation, like contact between objects in 3D. You know, because like it's not like the real world where like you just pick something up. It's like no, you have to like put it in the null so that it's attached to the hand, and then when it's touching the table, you have to take it out of that null or use a constraint tag. So it's interesting.
The substance stuff you do though is pretty advanced, right? I mean,
I
you
dabble
did some
in
tutorials.
Substance. Yeah. I don't really. Maybe it's just imposter syndrome, but I don't like to call myself like an expert at substance. I'm like, I jump into it when I need to do something and then I figure it out, kind of.
Yeah, but all the graffiti and all the stuff that you have, you know, on some of these characters and some of these scenes, that's substance, right? Or no?
So actually the graffiti map is just like I drew it on my iPad and then I exported it as just like a square tile that I throw on everything because it's all UV unwrapped. I UV unwrap everything in Cinema 4D.
Okay.
Because I should be doing it in a different program, but it's easier for me to have it all in one program. So I UV unwrap it. Yeah, I UV unwrap it in Cinema 4D, and then I throw that graffiti map on there. So, but like there are custom grunge and like edgeware that I can only do in Substance Painter. So like the metal edgeware around the eyes and the body, like that has to be Substance because
it's kind of procedurally generated, right?
It's procedural, but then I also touch it up with like actual brushstrokes afterwards to make it look more organic. Because if you just do the procedural one, it still looks pretty good. But like adding those brushstrokes by hand, just like random dents and things like that, just makes it feel so much more organic.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself getting into Houdini at all later though? Like if you have the time, or are you just gonna stick with Cinema? Because the question is, you know, the future of Cinema 4D. Do you
I
feel
plan
like there's
on
any reason to
sticking.
move?
I
Yeah.
plan on sticking with Cinema 4D. I don't plan on jumping into Houdini anytime soon, just because like the amount of time I would have to spend learning that skill set when there are plugins like EmberGen and LiquidGen out there that are just going to get better and better. Like I'm not going to spend my time in Houdini. Like I think Houdini is like, it's for a different type of brain too. Like Mark is super smart.
True.
Like he's like really good with the maths and everything and creating generative art, and I'm not a generative artist. So like my stuff is all based around storytelling and like putting elements together, which is better suited for Cinema 4D.
And a lot of people would say, why not switch to Blender? And it's like, well, why would you just switch? Why would you be like, oh, I've done C4D for 10 years, I'm just going to switch? Like there has to be a reason.
I really need to save myself, $1,100 a year.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
at
nothing.
this point,
Like, if you're doing work for
it's
clients.
affordable. Yeah, it's affordable for me to subscribe to Cinema 4D, so I'm going to keep doing that. And no, I don't have any plans to switch. But I can see why the Blender community is growing so much faster.
Sure.
Because it's free. So you have all these kids that are coming up, and it's the free thing to download. Right. And there's so many great tutorials now too. You got Ian Hubert. You got the donut guy, Andrew Price. Yeah. So there's just, I can see why, but I'm sticking
that's a
with
hard
Cinema.
thing for Maxon because they're up against a free program that all the kids are buying, and all those kids are going to learn from that, and that's what they're going to be using 10 years from now. But like for
the
us
question
who are
is
here, we don't have a reason to move that direction.
Yeah.
Like
the question is, what's the price point going to be before Blender finally says, okay, we're going to sell our software? You know,
right? I mean, it's always been like, open source. So
there's got to be a price tag.
Yeah, but nobody
like, if
owns
someone offers them,
it's open source.
So
I don't.
But like, if there's nobody owns Blender, so how are they going to sell it? Like,
well, okay, so then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
I don't see how at this point, but. If there's something that I need to do in Blender, I'll move to Blender. You know, just for that thing. But I'm probably not going to move fully to Blender just to do the one thing I want to do. Just like Houdini, same thing. I'm going to go do a sim or do some threads, interweaving or something, and then I'm going to bring it all back into cinema. But
yeah.
Ryan, let me ask you this, because you brought up an interesting point earlier where you're focusing more on the story part of it, you know? And I'd really like to hear your thought process on how you go about creating, like, telling a story, or, you know, how you come up with the idea for that specific story. Because I think you do it very well, you know?
Thank you.
Like, your art, seeing your art, it's like you definitely, in a short amount of time, get a very well done story, you know?
Thank you. You know, I watch a lot of movies, so, you know, like I don't want to take like all the credit. Like, I think I get inspiration from a lot of different places. Like, I'm always looking at art on Instagram, and I'm always watching Pixar films, and you know, and I think there's a lot of inspiration to be had outside of art too, like going outside, and I go to the park every day, and I go for a walk, clearing my mind. And then, you know, I draw a lot of stuff on my iPad too. So like when an idea pops into my head, like first I'm thinking about like what makes a clean composition, like what's like, you know, what's going to work that you can like see everything that's happening in the same frame. And then I'll just go draw it on my iPad, and if I think it's gonna work, then I'll just go and start working on it in 3D.
Is there a like?
Hey guys, give me 1 second. I just got a call that I gotta take. I gotta take something.
Okay. The question I have for you is on the storyline. You know, is there any rough storyline? Like, do you have like a secret kind of idea in your head of where it's going? You know?
Yeah, so I've had a couple, like, it's evolving. Like, I've had a couple ideas for, like, because, like, ultimately I want to make a short film. Like, I want to make a short film about Lily. And, like, it's a different beast though, because making these like bite-sized stories for like loops and NFTs, it doesn't have to be as fleshed out as making an entire short film where you have to have a theme, and there has to be some kind of change within the character in order for it to be a short film. Whereas like these NFT loops, nothing really changes because it loops every 20 seconds and then it goes back to the start. So yeah, but I have some ideas. Yeah. What was the question again?
No, I was just curious, you know, you know, it might be rough. It might be kind of like idea. I kind of do that sometimes on, you know, projects as well. Like kind of have a random story in my head about what's going on with the project that probably nobody would ever even, I wouldn't even tell anybody, you know. It's just kind of like, this is where this is going, I think, in my head. Even on like a one-time render, right? You put something together and you're like, maybe you put a character in a pose. You're like, well, you see what in the back of your head, you're like, he just got off of work and he came in for a drink at this cafe, and you know, something like that, you know. I was just curious if that's kind of a thing. But let's also talk about the cryptosphere, the collectors keeping up on Twitter, talking to people, networking, schmoozing.
Yeah.
Like shilling your work, but not shilling your work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a tough balance, right? Because you have to be connected on Twitter 24/7, at least in the beginning. You know, when you're trying to establish yourself, you kind of have to be everywhere all the time.
Right.
And you want collectors to know who you are. You want them to be aware of your work without being pushy about it. Like, you don't shill appropriately, but don't shill unannounced. You know, it's kind of like sending an unsolicited dick pic, right?
Right.
If you just message a collector and was like, here, I made this thing.
Buy my thing.
Yeah, I think like the best connections start just like with genuine conversation. So like try to find some like common interests, like outside of just the artwork. Like, what else are you interested in? And it's almost a little bit like dating, you know, it's almost a little bit like when you're on Tinder and you're like trying to like start up a conversation with a stranger.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's always going to be beneficial to just be yourself, just like be a genuine person. Don't try to pretend to like be somebody else just to sell your artwork. And I know that's like a really difficult thing to actually do sometimes when, you know, you really like want to sell your work. But yeah, I think it's important to stay true to yourself for sure.
Totally. Like Crypto 888, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got to be getting bombarded.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, so like in the case with a big collector like that, at least for me, like they found me and then they sent me a message. So like I wasn't really like shilling my work directly to them. It's more like, oh, if you get a follow from 888 or Cosmo or any of these big collectors, that can be like a sign that they're interested in your work, you know? And then if they send you a message, then it's definitely like an open invitation to start the conversation, and it means that they want to know more about you. And maybe like they're going to be a little bit cautious at first because there's a million people that are trying to sell their work, you know, to them. But
digital,
you know,
flirting. It's art flirting.
Yeah.
No, we need NFT poking, like on Facebook.
Can we not? Can we just
888 poked you?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. So like day to day, you're talking about like at the beginning, especially, right? 24/7, you're on that Twitter. What do you do? What are you watching for? Certain notifications? Are you setting up notifications, looking for certain words or certain posts from certain people?
Yeah, I mean, I follow notifications from a few people, just to like stay in the loop of what's happening, you know, because like when your friends are dropping, you want to be there for them. You know, when a collector does something big, you know, you want to know like what happened. So yeah, it's just kind of like making sure that people know who you are and like, you know, try just put the best work out there you possibly can.
If you're gonna put like one of your things up on Twitter too, like personally, how do you feel the best way for somebody new, what they would need to do to go about advertising it? Because obviously they're gonna put it on Twitter, they're probably gonna pin it on Twitter or whatever, right? But after that, how do you shill without just looking completely spammy?
So like what I do is I'll post work in progress pics and videos while I'm working on it. So like by the time I've posted the final thing, there's already like a hype train behind it,
right?
Because you've shared the behind the scenes and people are interested in seeing how it turned out,
right?
You know, so that's my strategy, and so like I think that works really well. And it makes other people feel like they're a part of the journey with you when they see like the sneak previews and stuff.
Now you're posting that on Twitter. Are you posting in like Instagram stories of the progress and all that as well?
Yeah, I still I don't post as much on Instagram anymore, but I still believe that it's good to be active
what I'm hearing
on
everywhere.
Both. Yeah.
Like all the artists are like, oh, I'm not really posting on Instagram anymore.
Yeah, just because it's not necessary anymore for me, but I still think it's important because there's still like a following there, and there's still a lot of people who want to see what you're working on.
It's all stories and reels now, though. You know, that's
I post a lot more on my story than I actually like do feed posts on Instagram. Same. Like the feed is just reserved for the final product.
Yep,
like it's basically your portfolio.
Right.
But yeah, as far as like shilling it after you've posted it, like if you've had something that's just kind of like sitting there and you're like, well, now what do I do? Because like everybody knows it's there, but it hasn't sold yet.
Yeah.
For example, I've got my piece that has just been sitting there for like a month or two.
Mine's been there a year.
It's like,
go check it out on Foundation.
Yeah, I mean, I know that feeling, and it sucks because you're like, I'm an overthinker. So like I'll just overthink the crap out of it. If it doesn't sell for like a day, I'm just like, oh my god, like does it suck? Like is there something in here that I missed that like makes it really bad? Like what? So I think it's important to keep your composure. Don't freak out. Don't go on Twitter and be like, oh man, it's been 30 days since I've sold something, because that's like when you like haven't had sex for a long time. You're like, oh, it's day 365 without sex, and I'm no, but just like I would just say go about how you normally would before. Like act like nothing's changed, like you're a ship that's going to keep moving forward, whether that piece has sold or not. I wouldn't recommend like minting a lot more if you haven't sold your last thing,
right?
Because I think that's another mistake, is like people think, oh, well, I'll just mint something new. But then you start to build up this like unsold marketplace that's just sitting there, and it looks worse. It looks worse than just having one unsold piece. Right. Because if you just have one unsold thing, that's okay. Like you can still go about your business on Twitter, and like people will still be finding you and everything, and your collector might be out there looking for that piece still.
Right.
So yeah, I would just keep working on new things. Don't necessarily mint it. And then like if it's been there for a while and you feel like maybe you have some newer pieces that are better, then maybe consider burning that piece and burning it and minting your newer, better work. But yeah, I definitely think like there's a lot of mind games,
Right.
There's a lot of overthinking involved. So
yeah, and you're not doing too much on the gamification aspect. You're not doing anything like, oh, you'll get this airdrop if you do this, and then I'm gonna gamify that, and you can take 2 of my pieces and burn them and turn them into lily pads. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Because it's not a game, it's art.
Right.
It's like I view this as just as legitimate as traditional art. And I think that's what the Pellis gallery is all about too, is like it's a traditional art gallery. This is their first NFT show. And so like a lot of the collectors who have bought my pieces are traditional art collectors. So yeah, there's no gimmicks. There's no games. It's literally just the art.
The gamification can be part of the art, which I understand.
It can be. Yeah,
right?
like Pack Like he definitely like makes that part of his art, and it works really well for him.
Yeah.
So like that's his thing, and that's totally fine. That's cool.
For you, the gimmick, so to speak, and I don't. That sounds like a negative phrase. It's not really a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bonus or a, I don't know. It's just a bonus or a perk. Would be like maybe you get that physical piece, you know, like something that Scott made or something that has value when it comes to yours. Yeah.
You know, I think that the physical does have some value, but like honestly, a lot of these like one-of-one collectors only care about the token.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I still offer them the print, but like I don't really like advertise it as much anymore. I don't know if you've noticed, but like Cosmo, like he didn't even want one. Like he just wanted the tokens. Like that's because he like genuinely believes that that's where the value is.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if I took down my displate shop and I stopped selling displates, then the physicals would go up in value, right? Because then there's real scarcity.
Right.
But I think, like, as long as anybody can go on displate and order a print, like, the value is going to be the same. I mean, I could, like, maybe in a couple of years I will take down my displate, you know?
Yeah,
it's
or
not,
specific ones.
Yeah,
you know?
like, it might not be there forever. And I think, like, that's going to be the idea if Scott and I keep working on this. It's like,
by the way, my brother has worked in several toy companies, and I just texted him about where you would need to go if you wanted to create some toy productions.
Dude,
yeah,
roll those out at Walmart, dude. Come
right?
on.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I wouldn't do that. It would be a limited drop.
Yeah.
So, like, it would be more like the Cause model. You know, Cause, the artist who he's known for. Yeah. So it would just be like, I'm making 100 of these, and then that's it. You know, and then maybe like next year I'll do another 100, and it'll be like a slightly different style with like a different skin on it. But like, I think that's kind of what makes it valuable too, is the scarcity.
Yeah.
What about a short or a series based on all of this?
Yes. I've been very curious about when your short film is coming out for all this, because it seems like the adventures of Lily and Tank.
It does.
You know.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that I really want to do, and I have a feeling it's going to get put off for a while because of the NFTs.
Right,
so I like last year, my whole thing was like, all right, next year I'm going to do the short film, you know. But then like the NFTs just keep getting crazier, and now I have to do drops for Nifty Gateway and this gallery and that gallery. So whenever that slows down,
what if someone came to you and said, we'd like to license it to do a series? Is that something you'd be like, nope, not at all? Or
I would have to like be heavily like involved in it. You know, like I could license a studio to do the actual animation, but like I would still be creative directing it. You know, like I would want to make sure that it's the story I want to tell, and Lily's being portrayed the way that I think she should be portrayed.
For sure.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you earlier, do you use Redshift or Octane for those?
Now I'm in Octane. Yeah, so all the Lily stuff is Octane. Yeah.
I knew you moved over to Redshift when you were
at ABC.
At ABC.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you went back.
Yeah, I
did.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just like that last 5% of like global illumination just looks better in Octane.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's one of those things where you can't quite put your finger on it. You're just like, this just looks a little bit more real in Octane. But
the strings that you did on the guitar, how did you go about doing that? Like getting it just right and the motion blur and all that?
Yeah, so that was tough because actually I'll talk about that later. But so the strings, I basically just did a loop cut where Lily puts her, her paw or her claw, around the string. So that's it's just like a tube with a loop cut where Lily pulls it, and then I believe it was just like a fall off a displacer with like a circular fall off. So that's the displacer is just pushing it in the X direction a certain amount, and then the fall off controls that it's like only happening at the point where she pulls the string. Does that make sense? And then I think
yeah.
I'm just like I'm just keyframing the strength of the fall off back and forth really quickly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's hard to envision with, through audio description, but I think I'm getting it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just a displacer. It's just a displacer with a fall off. So it's only yep, that's what it is. And so but the motion blur is tricky in Octane because I ran into this with Tread, the wheel robot, when I was doing that piece where he's going through the canyon, like getting the right RPM of the wheel where like the motion blur looked good was difficult.
Yeah.
Cause like I would spin it too fast and then like the wheel would start vibrating. And like I know that the axis was like in the exact center of the wheel.
Oh,
but it was
just...
like the wheel was still like vibrating and the motion blur was just like looking very strange. So like I had to slow down Tread so that it might even be like slower than like what would be physically accurate, but the motion blur looks good, so you can't tell.
Yeah, I've done that on occasion too. It's the same thing. It's like, well, this is really how fast it's supposed to go, but the motion blur is going to look weird,
janky. Yeah.
A couple other questions in the chat. One earlier was about the audio. How do you do the audio for these?
So I use Logic X on my MacBook on my laptop. So it's all like MIDI. I have a MIDI keyboard that I record little melodies and things with. I have some sound libraries, like the Motion Pulse library from Video Copilot comes in handy a lot, especially for those like robot sounds. And then, sometimes I record sounds with my iPhone. Like I'll just like go out in my backyard and like record the sound of like a pumpkin rolling on wood, and that will be like the tread for Tank when he's like rolling on the deck of like his house. So yeah, I'll just like record stuff myself and get from sound libraries, and then I write the music myself in Logic. And yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I couldn't remember if you had somebody doing that. A lot of people will do that, right? They'll make an NFT and collaborate with somebody else.
Yeah. Like I just love doing it myself. Like I have so much fun. It's like, it's such a great break too from doing 3D, because otherwise I'm just in that box of only being a 3D artist.
Yeah.
So this is like my playground of like, now I get to like be creative doing something totally different. Yeah. So
there's something real fun about that. And then like, even when you're doing like panning and stuff to your own work, making it sound like something's moving across, and it's just satisfying because it's your thing that you made,
Yeah, and the sound elevates a piece so much too. Like you could be staring at it for hours and then hate your own work because you've just been staring at it. But then the second you add a sound effect to it, it's like brand new again. You're like, oh, this is cool. I like this now.
Yeah. And there's stuff you put in, and same thing visually, I guess, that people will never notice. Right,
yeah.
like even like if you look at the Mograph promos for wintertime, man, it's so layered. Like the sounds are so layered. Everything I put into it, nobody's gonna hear that when it's on Instagram or when they're watching it on Instagram stories with the sound off. You know? But
that's the thing. Is like half the people don't even turn on the sound, but like for the people that do, it's like so much better.
Yeah. Another question in the chat was about. I've lost it here. It was about, man, where is it? I completely lost it now. Any advice on how to create a popular CG character like Lily or Lucas the Spider?
Make it cute and adorable, and everybody will love it.
That's good. As far as like learning how to make that, I don't know. Yeah.
I've honestly, dude, like I design EJ's tutorials. Like I've watched so many of his tutorials, and it's helped me so much with rigging and character animation. And like he's really good at doing the cute characters. So I would go watch EJ's videos if you want to learn cute characters.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
for sure. Were there any other questions in there? I don't think. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Matt, any more questions?
I'm just waiting for the Lily short film. I want it.
Right.
Yeah, you could like create that short film and then sell it as an NFT.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's here.
And then Oh boy.
Hello, then. I just dropped by to
Hey.
talk about a little crypto, innit?
Yeah.
Crypto and stonks are down right now, that's for true. But don't worry, I'm sure they're about to pig up.
Pig up?
Pig up. Okay.
I've never heard that term before.
They're gonna pig up
instead
a
of,
little.
Instead of pick up.
Oh, pick
pig
up.
I get it.
Gotcha.
If you've made a
Okay.
pig's ear of your financials, don't have a strop. Hang in there, ride it out. One thing's for certain, crypto is never boring.
Bore.
Boring.
Yeah.
By the way,
Boring.
Paul's NFT is brilliant. Brilliant. You know what they call Nifty across the pond?
What?
Nifty Royale.
Uh,
All right, cheerio.
oh. Wow. Okay.
Always as good as you hoped, isn't it?
Well, that was a thing.
Yeah. It's
That
fun.
just happened.
It's fun,
That
isn't
just happened.
it? You never
Oh,
know.
man.
You never know what puppets are going to show up.
Right.
Yeah. Dorpy is on a break.
Rev. Oh no.
Dorpy's not here this week because, he's working on his 10,000 piece collection one by one.
Oh right.
One a
The
day.
dead dogs.
Yeah,
right.
dead dogs. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to cover in the NFT space before we head out? I think we hit everything, right?
I think we hit everything.
Let me double
Yeah.
check. Do I have crypto links? No. We already talked about Clinton Jones and all of that. No, anything else before we wrap up?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
If you or anyone you know is doing a drop, feel free to email us info@mograph.com and we'll politely shill it on the show.
Heck yeah, we will. Cool. Well, let's get back to the regular show.
Let's do it.
The drop.
Is this the fucking mic drop? This is exactly what I should be doing.
All right.
And we're back.
We are back. Yeah.
Ryan, thank you so much
Yeah.
for being on the show. Yeah.
Thank you for having
2
me.
hours went by really quickly.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good, productive conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to have to hang out in person and do fun
We do need to
mocappy
hang out in
things.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
I
let's
agree.
chat about doing an actual like art show here. I think that'd be cool.
Dallas
You know?
artists. That would be good.
Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
about just Dallas artists, but like, it could be like a Mograph specific or like C4d specific ones. Maybe we get Maxon to sponsor that, Be like, "Hey, Maxon, sponsor this art show." You sponsor the food and stuff. We'll get all the artists in, whatever.
It'd be fun.
Be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else you're working on coming up? Like maybe even
Yeah.
outside? It's all NFTs now, all the way down?
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Otherwise, I'm just trying to like simplify my life. I'm moving back into an apartment just
Yeah.
to keep things simple.
Yeah.
And yeah, just NFTs.
Cool.
Yeah. It's fun.
Cool. If people want to find you on the interwebs, where can they find you?
Twitter.com, I think it's Ryan_Talbot, or on Instagram, it's Ryan Talbot_art. And then my website, it's right there. Right.
It's a beautiful
under there.
site.
There.
I was
right.
just on it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm constantly like updating it because like it used to be my client work, and then I just changed it to be my NFTs because that's
Yeah.
like all I do now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us today, and we're gonna wrap up and get out of here and get ready to finish up the old Mograph TV prep for
Yes.
next week,
Yes.
February 1st, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Trying real hard. Make sure you check us next week as well. Nick Campbell will be on the show.
Yeah,
Monday.
that'll be fun.
That'll
be
be
super fun.
We can catch up. I feel like, we kind of went through some of the history last time and, maybe dig in a little more. If you got questions for Nick, too, please feel free to send them info@mograph.com. Going to dig a little more into, some background, some history, some dirt, some beef. Not really. And talk about maybe even what they got planned for this year. If they'll give us a little inside scoop, that would be fun.
Yeah. We'll
So-
poke and prod.
Yeah, you can rate us on iTunes, leave a review on your on the iTunes, help get our ratings
the
up and
iTunes.
stuff like that, and subscribe Subscribe to our newsletter as well. It goes out once a month. I think it needs to go out this week. I gotta talk to Jeremy. We gotta get that out there. We'll probably do a little link to Mograph TV so you can check out that trailer again. You could say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the Mograph logo tee, the Paul Babb Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go to Doctors Without Borders. The Render Things T-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve tee. Wintertime, make sure you get one of those. Support that. The That Render is Fire shirt, which you're only allowed to wear, ironically, unless you're shams.
Yes.
And then the Mograph Blandishment shirt. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Mograph.com. Make sure you come check out a live stream on TikTok. TikTok.
Is this streaming on TikTok right now?
No.
This is not. No.
Oh,
not
okay.
yet.
Hopefully will.
We'll
I would
there.
like to do that, but they only allow people to stream from the desktop, like OBS or something, or whatever, only in certain circumstances. Like you have to wait for them to give you that permission. I don't know how it works. Nobody knows.
You have to be like a TikTok partner or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Creator Fund. I don't even know.
Yeah, I would get on TikTok for that. You know, like I've avoided TikTok for the longest time because it's just I don't understand it.
Oh man, just be careful. As soon as you get on, you'll be like, "Oh, okay, I get it now.
I'm hooked."
This is very addicting."
My friends send me TikToks and I'll watch it through the link that they send me, but I don't really go on the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. A lot better.
There's this guy who does these like data moshing TikToks. Have you seen that? Where it's like he'll like put a fork into
a
like
dog?
somebody's head.
Oh,
or
yeah.
a dog,
And then, like,
he'll
it'll
pull
move.
it out and it's a fruit.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
One of my
That
favorite
should be an
ones
artist,
was
Right.
it said, you know, every time your kid asks their mom where something is, and it was like, "Hey mom, where's the ketchup? I couldn't find it in the fridge." She opens up the door and then puts her hand in an empty spot, and then
it
all of a
just
sudden it
appears.
like
Yeah.
turns into ketchup.
That's
It's really
awesome.
funny.
I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The data
so
moshing
cool.
stuff is cool.
So check us out on those things. And Ryan, again, thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank
Everybody
you.
go buy all Ryan's NFTs.
All of
just
them.
go do that. All of them. Go buy them all.
Make me rich. No.
No, make him rich. Don't
Yeah, no, for
don't be
real.
shy about that.
Yeah, come on.
We
now.
want all of our friends to be rich, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get there. We'll
support
get
that.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Ryan.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
Bye. Alright. So do I hit the record button again?
Yeah. Alright, you need to stop.
Okay. Okay, so now I go to file, save as, Mograph Podcast.
Oh well.
We got almost a gigabyte of audio.
Are we off, Dave?